Days of Our Lives continues to captivate viewers with another thrilling episode set to air on Tuesday, April 1st. Fans will be on the edge of their seats as beloved characters face shocking twists, emotional confessions, and dramatic confrontations that promise to keep hearts racing. The episode opens with Marlena Evans and Steve Johnson anxiously hovering around the lifeless body of a silver-haired man sprawled across a desk. Fear grips Marlena's heart as she whispers desperately to Steve, fearing the worst, that John Black might be the victim lying before them. The two share a tense moment filled with dread and uncertainty. However, upon closer inspection, a collective sigh of relief fills the room when they realize it isn't John. But their comfort is short-lived, as they are painfully aware that John's true fate still hangs precariously in the balance. Paul Nerida soon arrives, bearing critical updates. Paul's grim face signals more troubling news, but he reassures Marlena and Steve that John is still missing, not deceased. After delivering his report, Paul quickly returns to the hotel, where tension escalates. Andrew is caught in a dangerous confrontation with Orpheus, the villain notorious for his twisted schemes and cruel intentions. Paul arrives just in time, heroically rescuing Andrew from imminent harm. Yet, amid the chaos, Orpheus delivers chilling words about John's fate, suggesting dark times ahead for the beloved Salem hero. These cryptic words leave Paul deeply troubled, intensifying the suspense around John's looming destiny. Back in Salem, Jada Hunter finds herself entangled in a complicated web of secrets and regrets. Tormented by guilt, she gathers the courage to confess a heartbreaking truth to Ray Fernandez. Her voice trembles as she reveals an intimate encounter with Sean Brady, one that occurred only because of a cruel deception involving Age DiMera and his lookalike Arnold Feniger. Jada's eyes brim with tears as she explains that the switch had completely misled her. Rafe, blindsided by the revelation, struggles to absorb the painful reality, feeling betrayed and uncertain of his future with Jada. Despite her earnest honesty, Jada immediately regrets confessing, sensing the emotional distance rapidly forming between them. Later, viewers witness Jada, burdened by guilt and isolation, turning to alcohol to ease her sorrow. Her emotional turmoil suggests difficult days ahead, highlighting the deep vulnerability beneath her typically strong exterior. Meanwhile, Belle Black embarks on a risky mission, desperate to uncover Age DiMera's sinister secrets. Equipped with a hidden wire, she plans to seduce Age into a compromising confession. Belle, cunning and resolute, carefully orchestrates her approach, believing this is her only chance to bring justice to Salem. However, Age, ever watchful and sharp, quickly senses her ulterior motives. The tension thickens as he cleverly avoids her trap, leaving Belle frustrated and fearful of EJ's potential retaliation. Across town, Kristen DiMera reaches out to Brady Black, attempting to mend their strained relationship. Kristen's voice is soft and conciliatory, masking her simmering anger over recent disputes involving their daughter, Rachel. Brady, weary of Kristen's endless manipulations, firmly rejects her attempts at reconciliation, igniting her fury even further. Kristen's temper intensifies as she fixates on her brother Age, the source of her anguish and frustration. EJ's recent actions, particularly orchestrating Rachel Blake's sudden disappearance, have deeply wounded Kristen. Consumed by a growing thirst for revenge, she vows to make Age pay dearly for his betrayal. Her anger transforms into a calculated vendetta, promising explosive confrontations that threaten to tear apart the DiMera family once more. As the episode draws to a close, unanswered questions linger heavily in the air. Marlena and Steve remain haunted by uncertainty about John's survival. Paul is burdened by Orpheus's ominous warnings, contemplating his next move to protect his loved ones. Rafe wrestles with heartbreak, contemplating the fragile state of his relationship with Jada. Belle's failed mission places her at greater risk, while Kristen's thirst for vengeance sets the stage for turmoil and tragedy. Days of Our Lives continues to unravel its intricate web of drama, passion, and suspense, reminding us why this enduring show remains a cherished favorite. Viewers can expect more twists, emotional upheavals, and gripping storylines that will ensure they remain captivated by the residents of Salem. Days of Our Lives Monday episode recap: Marlena faces a nightmare in Tallinn, Orpheus returns with deadly intentions. Fans of Days of Our Lives were in for a jaw-dropping surprise this Monday as the drama unfolded in a remote hotel room in Tallinn, Estonia. What began as a hopeful moment between Marlena Evans and her daughter Belle quickly turned into a heart-pounding confrontation that left Marlena's life hanging by a thread. In a gripping, suspense-filled episode, the show took a sharp turn into thriller territory, bringing back one of its most dangerous villains, Orpheus, in a scene that viewers won't soon forget. Marlena's call with Belle, a glimmer of hope. The episode opens with Marlena in her quiet hotel room, trying to remain calm in the middle of a tense international situation. Viewers finally got to see Belle Brady back on screen, speaking, no less, as she checked in with her mother. Marlena updated Belle on the progress she and Roman had made in searching for John, who remains missing. The tone of the conversation was one of cautious optimism. Marlena's voice carried the weight of worry, but also the strength of a woman who has endured far too many crises and come through them. Belle, concerned for her father's well-being and aware of the growing tension, pleaded with her mother to be careful. Marlena reassured her, though her eyes betrayed unease. She promised to call again soon and hung up, gazing out the window, unaware that the worst was just behind her. The devil returns, Orpheus strikes. Just as Marlena put down the phone, the air in the room shifted. A shadow crept into frame, and the camera panned to reveal the impossible. Orpheus was standing directly behind her. Alive. Free. And smiling with sinister satisfaction. Marlena turned and froze in horror. Her voice shook with disbelief as she demanded answers. "You're supposed to be in prison," she exclaimed, her mind racing with questions. "How did you get out?" Orpheus, ever the theatrical villain, offered a chilling smirk. "They haven't built a prison that can hold me. Not for long anyway," he said casually, as if discussing the weather. He was calm, confident, and clearly enjoying the shock he'd caused. He stepped closer, his presence filling the small space with menace. "I have important business to attend to," he said cryptically, before alluding to the global threat that had recently come to light, the nuclear device rumored to be for sale on the black market. Marlena, connecting the dots, realized the horror of what he was implying. "So it's true?" she said, her voice a mix of outrage and fear. "You're behind that?" Orpheus gave her a slow, deliberate nod. "I'm glad you know what's going on. That'll make it easier when I eliminate you. And John? Forever." The truth behind John's disappearance. Marlena, though shaken, stood her ground. Years of facing down psychopaths had not dulled her resolve. Her mind snapped into gear as she began to piece together the puzzle. "You're the reason John's here," she accused, her voice hardening. "You lured him to Talon." Orpheus didn't deny it. Instead, he laughed, as if it was all a twisted game. "He managed to break into my facility," Orpheus admitted, a hint of admiration in his tone. "But of course, I found out. No one sneaks past me for long." Marlena's eyes narrowed. "Where is he? What have you done to him?" Orpheus's expression darkened. "Maybe you should be a little more concerned about yourself right now," he said coldly. And then, with a smooth motion, he drew a gun and pointed it directly at Marlena. The tension in the room was suffocating. Marlena, unarmed and cornered, took a small step back. But her eyes remained locked on his. She knew that begging would do no good. Orpheus wasn't the type to show mercy. "I'm getting tired of this conversation," he muttered, tightening his grip on the gun. "You're boring me. And John? He's just playing games now. But you? You're a nuisance. Time to take out the trash." Marlena fights back. For a brief second, time seemed to stand still. Marlena saw the glint of metal in Orpheus's hand, knew he was seconds from pulling the trigger, and she acted. With a fierce cry, Marlena lunged toward the suitcase by her bed, swinging it up just as Orpheus fired. The bullet ricocheted off the heavy leather bag. She didn't stop to think. Adrenaline surged through her veins as she gripped the suitcase with both hands and slammed it into him again, and again, and again. Orpheus stumbled, momentarily stunned by the force of her unexpected resistance. Marlena struck him one last time, sending him crashing into the nightstand. He groaned and dropped the weapon. Gasping for breath, Marlena kicked the gun away and held the suitcase in front of her like a shield. Her hands trembled, but she remained standing. "You will never win," she spat. "You may have escaped prison, but I won't let you take John. Or me." Orpheus, clutching his ribs, glared at her with hatred. "This isn't over, Doc," he growled. "Not by a long shot." And with that, he staggered toward the balcony door and disappeared into the darkness, leaving Marlena alone, shaken but triumphant. What's next? Monday's episode proved that Days of Our Lives still knows how to deliver classic soap suspense with a modern, high-stakes twist. Marlena Evans, once again, showed that she is far more than a damsel in distress. She's a fighter, a survivor, and Orpheus would be wise not to underestimate her again. But with Orpheus still on the loose and John's whereabouts unknown, the danger is far from over. Will Marlena reunite with John before it's too late? Can Roman, Belle, and others reach her in time to help? And just how close is Orpheus to unleashing a catastrophe with that nuclear device? The battle has only begun, and Days of Our Lives promises more shocks, more suspense, and more heart-stopping drama as this Talon storyline continues to unfold.